So for me, I think the important thing is first to clarify what a nuance is. Because for some people that are new to the project, they'll be like, nuance, what does that mean? It's got multiple meanings. I think for us in this case, a nuance is thought AI terminology that translates into an intelligent data agent. So do you just want to talk a bit about what a nuance is and kind of some of the use cases that you're most excited about at the moment?
Yeah, I thought that was a great definition. A nuance is thought AI's specifically branded type of agent. And the nuance begins at the very, very low layer and continues to evolve just like a life form does. So that's why we're calling it digital life forms and nuances. So I think that also in when you're having a conversation, you're not just talking about an MP3 player, you're talking about an iPod. That's a branded type of thing where you know what you're dealing with. You're not just dealing with headphones, you're dealing with AirPods. So it's kind of very much a specific thing. You're not blowing your nose into tissues, you have a Kleenex, for example. So that is a great thing for their marketing from the very, very ground up. They're like, our agents are called nuances. So the thought nuances can be combined to work together and evolve to some really amazing use cases. We talked a little earlier about surgeons, but also education and having nuances then teach humans, specifically kids, in a way that they're best suited to learn. So you can have customized curriculums about just about any subject, and it can be instructing a kid either to listen or to read or to do once it figures out the best way that they're able to retain information, because everyone's different. So that's a great way for use cases as well. I mentioned the workforce, and I think that's going to revolutionize the way entrepreneurs set out to make their startups. It's so difficult to have high-level employees work for next to nothing in a startup environment with hopes that their equity will be worth something, but then they need to dump their equity just to pay all the bills they've accumulated in the meantime. Well, there has to be a better way. And if you have, C-suite as a service, you've got the best marketers, the best operators, the best accountants right there at your fingertips. That'll take all the hard stuff out of running a business, and you can just have essentially like a business development agent suite that runs the business for you, does everything, and just follows the vision of the entrepreneur. I think that can be absolutely revolutionary. There's a lot of stuff that will go into smart cities and civil engineering. The military applications are endless. The one that I love the best is being able to truly calculate the cost of a war, not just in terms of how much the bullets and the missiles will cost, but how much damage will get done to the land, how much it's going to take to rebuild certain areas and cities, what the cost of lives are, and paying out different insurance policies, as well as what their asset value is worth on the government balance sheet, to really have also a psychological effect as well. Like how many decades is this going to put back that population that endured this trauma? And if you're able to look at it simultaneously from all these different perspectives and then really get a bill of goods, you're probably not going to want to really go to war very much, because you've actually been able to see what the consequences of your actions are going to be before you take them. So I think that's going to be a huge game changer in our world as well. It's just going to be way too expensive to justify that. And when independent agencies are able to calculate that cost as well and share it with the public when the government's trying to promote war, that's going to be a huge game changer as well. So it's not just the military trying to say, well, can we afford to go to war? But it's the entire public saying, oh, we're not going to foot this bill with our tax money for the next 50 years. To hell with that.